Welcome to Orange County Power Players, where we spotlight the personal, professional, and financial success stories of OC's top leaders. Here's your host, Danny Flores.
Welcome back to OC Power Players, where I interview some of the most successful business people in Orange County. I'm Danny Flores, your host, and today's honored guest is John Ortiz, zooming in from Anaheim. John is a dedicated life insurance agent licensed in California with certifications in long-term care, annuities, and Medicare. His expertise lies in designing personalized strategies using indexed universal life, IUL, whole life, and annuities to help families and small business owners secure their financial future through strategic life insurance planning. With a focus on risk-free and tax-free wealth growth, he focuses his efforts on crafting a life insurance solution that offers protection and financial freedom. Whether you're building a nest egg, saving for college, preparing for retirement, or looking for ways to safeguard your loved ones, John can guide you every step along the way. Welcome, John.
Thank you. That was a great introduction, Danny.
Thanks. So that's great that you're in the life insurance business. There's so many products and so many ways to skin the cat, per se.
Yeah.
So tell us what you do and how you figure this out and how you bring clarity to your customers.
Well, one of the things that I do is that I don't say that I'm in the life insurance business. And the reason why I don't say that I'm in the life insurance business is because I'm in the people business.
Okay.
And so what I do is I grow money risk-free and tax-free. And these are two things that everybody wants and they don't know really how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the very end of the day, people are not looking for they're looking for solutions, they're looking for results, they're looking for make my life easier, John.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a better way. I currently have 3 credit cards, I have a mortgage. I'm literally going from one thing to another, and there just has to be a better way.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I hear every single day. So when I have conversations with people, some people think of life insurance, they think, oh, well, this guy's going to say, he's going to try to scare me. He's going to, it's like you have kids. Oh, if you don't do life insurance, your kids are going to end up in an orphanage. Okay. I don't do that. The reason why I don't do that is because people are looking for solutions. They know they have a problem.
Right.
They know somebody has a mortgage, 30-year mortgage. Okay. And when I'm sitting there talking to them and they say, I got a 30-year mortgage, I got 3 credit cards, I got 2 car payments, and I'm still trying to figure out I got 2 kids, I got to pay for college.
Mm-hmm.
John, how are you going to help me with that? I go, why don't we use other people's money to pay for your kids' college? And they're like, what are you talking about? I said, look, you can either give your hard-earned money to the mortgage guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then end up after 30 years with a mortgage. That's $0.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, why don't we take a look at it from a different perspective, take that 30-year mortgage, pay it off in about 13 years, and then use all of that interest that you saved to take care of your kids' college education. And then along the way, we pay off your credit card bills, we pay off your mortgage, we help you to build a retirement program, we help you to bring all these resources together so that you can live a better life. Because your original conversation with me is, John, there has to be a better way. Well, there is a better way. You just don't know about it because in high school, they taught you civics. They taught you United States history. They taught you math. They taught you English. But they did not teach you how your financial life works. They didn't teach you that.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just following what everybody else does, and you are stuck in the circle, in the debt circle. And so you're sitting there going, there has to be a better way. You know what people tend to do when they're trying to get out of debt? They cut back on their lifestyle. They eat, beans and rice, right? They stop going to dinner on Friday with the family. They start cutting back on their life. And what I try to explain to people is you can cut back on your life or you can cut back on taxes and interest. Which one do you want to cut?
Right.
Everybody always says, I want to cut taxes and interest.
Right. Right.
That's what I want to do. Okay, let me show you how to do that. During all of my conversations that I have with people, I never ask them for money. I never ask any of my clients for money. I simply explain the strategy.
Right. Right.
If you want to get ahead, you want to zero out your debt, your bad debt. Let's talk about that.
Right.
There's bad debt and there's good debt.
Right. Right.
Good debt is debt that's working for you, right?
Right. Yeah.
So if you turn around and you have a house that's $1 million equity in the house, okay?
Mhm.
And you get a HELOC for $300,000, and you take that $300,000 and you say, okay, I'm going to pull out 100 grand and I'm going to buy myself a boat and I'm going to go on vacation and I'm going to go buy a bunch of Louis Vuitton.
Mhm.
That's bad debt.
Right.
But if you take that $300,000 HELOC and you say, John, I'm going to give you $50,000 a year, and I want you to do something with that in life insurance. I'm going to supercharge your whole policy, or I'm going to supercharge your IUL, and we're going to go ahead and build that up. And the reason why we're going to build that up is because there is a tax exemption in the US tax code that is the most lucrative tax exemption in the entire US tax code. And that is the tax exemption for life insurance. A properly structured life insurance policy, the proceeds that come out of there, I shouldn't even call it proceeds. I'll call it the money that comes out of there is tax-free. And these are strategies that require multiple conversations to talk about and say, hey, look, what about this? What about this? Here. So when I start talking with somebody, I want to know about their life. I want to know about the challenges they have. Are you married? Do you have kids? What are your responsibilities? So that I can start figuring out what is the right strategy for them. And so I'm going to leave you with this so that you can ask, I've said a lot and you probably have a question for me. But what I'm going to say is the one thing that I like to do when I'm talking to people is I like to explain to them my concept of strategy stacking. Most life insurance and financial service people don't do strategy stacking. Strategy stacking is the cornerstone of what I do. And so hopefully I answered your question.
John, you gave so much information, and I actually took notes, right? Because I can't just memorize everything you're saying.
I get you.
But I wrote two bullet points down that I think resonates with probably everybody, right? One was paying off your mortgage in 13 years.
Yeah.
That's like 17 years of no payments, right? Who would like to be in that position where their mortgage is paid off? They don't have to worry about a house payment anymore.
Right.
The second one that really stood out was the tax exemption for the money that you take out. We all have to pay taxes in some form or another.
Right.
There's no escape to that. But having a tax exemption on money that I would assume that you're earning in the policy, it's kind of like the greatest thing ever, right? Because that helps propel your growth.
Right, of course.
That's what we're all trying to do, right? And that's what I think you help is contributing to building wealth,
Right, of course.
right? So that's like amazing stuff,
Yeah,
right? And it's probably not one size fits all. It's
correct.
probably individualized, like you said. Do you have kids? Are your kids little? Are they big? Are you married? Are you not married? What responsibilities do you have? What size of policy do you need? Lots of stuff, right? Lots of good stuff.
Sure.
So there's I'm sure you're not the only person that does this, but so there's a lot of competition in this. What makes you stand out above the rest as a somebody who helps families get in better financial position?
Well, actually, I'm going to have to tell you there that most people that are in the life insurance industry don't do this. Most people in the life insurance industry sell term. Okay. They say buy term and invest the difference. Okay. Now, term is you're essentially renting a life insurance policy. Okay. Now, here's something that most people don't know about term life insurance.
Mhm.
Only 2% of all life insurance policies ever receive a claim. That
Wow,
means
really?
that means 98% the money stays with the life insurance carrier. When I tell that to people, they go, "Wait a second. So you're telling me that life insurance is no good?" I'm like, "No. I'm telling you, if all you can afford is term life insurance, then get term life insurance with living benefits." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you are in a position where you can have a conversation with me and I can show you how you can use your existing budget, a permanent life insurance policy will help almost everyone. Now, here's the thing about permanent life insurance policies. 100% of them are paid out. People don't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because a permanent life insurance policy is for the entire life, and the entire life includes death.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end, you die, your policy was in effect, and guess what? Your family receives a benefit, receives the death benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Your beneficiaries receive a tax-free death benefit. But before they receive that, you have been using your life insurance policy or policies to live a better life, to live a life that is more anchored in tax-free than it is in taxes. And that's simply because these are the resources, these are the laws that our country has created.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, this is a tax exemption that everybody doesn't use. But you know who does use it? Danny, do you know who uses it?
The
The wealthy.
Rockefellers. Yeah,
The
yeah,
wealthy.
yeah.
You know why? Because the wealthy do not do 401ks. The wealthy understand the difference between bad debt and good debt.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? The wealthy have good debt because their money is always working for them. You know how you know when you have a great strategy is when you can say, "My money is working while I'm asleep."
Mm-hmm.
When people say that, when I tell people that, they go, "What?"
Right, right, right.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. When
Yeah,
you asked me to be on your podcast,
yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, man, I'd love to be on it." And I'm going to tell you something. This is the first podcast I've ever been on.
Wow, congratulations.
Okay. And so the thing that I got to tell you is I'm going to tell you something that's really, you just, because of what you said, John, 30-year mortgage paid off in 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've helped people pay it off in 9. But here's the thing that's going to really freak you out. It's with their existing budget. I'm not asking them to go, lift their mattress up and pull out a bunch of money.
Right, right.
I'm working their existing budget in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes I can do it. but most of the time, or I should say, most of the time I can do it, but sometimes somebody is just, it's just not there.
Right, right, right.
And that's when I tell people, it's like, hey, this is the best I can do. And sometimes they'll take it and sometimes they won't.
Right, right, right.
But the last thing one of the things I want to say is one of the questions I do ask when I'm talking to people for the first time, and this is a mindset question.
Right, right.
I ask them, do you want to pay interest or earn interest? And most people say, what do you think?
That's a no-brainer, right? Everybody wants to make money if you can. Earn interest.
You know, you know what I normally get as a response? I didn't know I had a choice.
Oh, yeah.
And what does that say about people? It says that they don't know.
Right, right,
They
right.
don't know what their choices are. Now,
Mhm.
earlier you said you probably have a lot of competition. I don't. I do not have a lot of competition because most life insurance agents are selling term predominantly,
Mhm.
and then they will either be an IUL insurance agent, or they'll be a whole life insurance agent, or they'll be an annuity agent.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not one, I'm all three. So
Mhm.
people will say, well, what's the best thing for me? And I always respond, it depends.
Mhm.
What does it depend on? It depends on where you are financially and where you want to be in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. But
Right.
there's one thing that is true that everybody has to combat, and that is time.
Mhm.
Everybody has to combat the issue of time. If you're 54 years old like me, you have less time, so you're going to pay more money.
Mhm.
If you are 29 or 30 years old, you have more time, so you can pay less money.
Right.
And when I say pay, I mean schedule that amount in your budget. And so because somebody that's 30 years old, they're generally going to live to about 80 years old, maybe 85.
Mhm.
So they got more time to grow their money, to use their money, to go through the cycle, right?
Right, 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 right.
When they finally get into their big money years, which is 45 and up, that's when they're really going to be putting in some money.
Mhm.
But if they follow the strategy that I profess and that I promote, they're going to be in a really strong position.
Mhm.
And so what I like to tell people is that this is not a situation where you do it and 30 days from now you just won the lottery. It doesn't work that way.
Mhm.
It's fundamentals. It's like walking one step in front of the other. And
Right,
before
right,
you
right.
know it, you're where you need to be.
Yeah. No, that's very well put. And yes, yes, people maybe didn't even know these programs existed. And that's because people don't talk enough about them or they don't take the time out to go out and research,
Right.
right? And then the other half is finding somebody like you that really sits down and goes through to find out what's best for them, not just tries to sell them something that pays high commission.
So let me ask you, Danny, when do you think life insurance began in its current form? When do you think it began? About 50 years ago?
Maybe if I had to guess.
Yeah. It started before the Constitution was signed.
Interesting. Okay.
It started in England.
Mm-hmm.
So people that are leaders of our country who understand money
Right.
have been putting these laws, rules, regulations, strategies,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
okay, into our world, okay,
Right. Right.
for everyone to use.
Yeah.
But yet, predominantly, the ones that use it are the Rockefellers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The ones that use it are the people that are rich.
Mm-hmm.
So people nowadays, they'll sit there and say, well, I talk to business owners a lot. Okay. And they say, well, the mindset was, well, my business is my retirement. And you know what changed that, Danny? COVID. COVID changed that because the government said, nope, you're shut down. Okay. In California, it was even worse.
Right. Right.
It was horrible. I know a lot of people that lost everything. But you know the ones that didn't lose everything are the ones that had life insurance
Mm-hmm.
because it couldn't be touched.
Right. Right. Right.
Now the thing about it is that you have all of these things that are happening
Yeah.
and people don't know about it. What the number one question is that I get? You'll
What's
never
that?
guess. You'll never guess. Is this illegal?
Really? Okay. Because it's such something so good, right? So good.
You can literally take the second question to the 10th question, add them all together,
Yeah.
and it still doesn't compete with that number one question. Predominantly, people will ask me, John, is this illegal?
Right.
No, it's life insurance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought in order for you to use life insurance, you had to die to use it. No, that's what people want you to think.
Right. 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 Right.
But you don't need to die to use it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's better to be able to use it while you're alive.
Yeah.
So John, it looks like you've been doing this for a long time and you're very well versed in it. What has been one of your biggest challenges in your career as you built your business up in the life insurance business?
Time. Time is my biggest challenge because I very much like to help people
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you can't help everyone. The
Right.
problem, here's the problem. The problem is that America has a crisis. Okay.
Mhm.
It's a debt crisis. It's a retirement crisis. Okay.
Right.
I have the solutions. Okay. However, not everybody can participate.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to have conversations. There's a process. And it typically takes 3 calls to have. I have to do a discovery call. I have to do what I refer to as the profile call, where I go through and I get all their information, put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last call is the reveal. This is where I reveal their strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Typically within those 3 calls, um, they're about 1 hour in time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only so many hours in the day.
Okay. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm pretty busy. Today I have 5 Zoom calls.
Yeah.
And tomorrow's Wednesday, so I only have 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Wednesdays is my networking day.
Right.
And then on Thursday, I have 6.
Wow.
And so I have to, just have those conversations and talk and go through. Now, I'm going to tell you, I've just explained some things. I gave you a fire hose of information, right?
Right.
I
Right.
was throwing so much information, you could only write 2 things down, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. Where it seems very obvious, people are so busy
Yeah.
playing defense that they can't
Right.
play
Right.
offense.
Yeah. Yeah.
John, I would love to do this, but you know what, man? I just don't have any time.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, when you're ready. Last week,
Yeah.
I got a call from a guy that I met in January of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
I went through the 3 calls, and the last message I got from him is, I'm gonna do this, but I gotta get some things done at work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I sent him a couple of text messages, like I think I sent him 3 text messages.
Right. Right. Right.
And the last message I sent, I know that you're busy. When you are ready and you're open
Right.
to learning more,
Yeah. Yeah.
give me a call. At no time was I trying to pressure him.
Right. 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 Right.
A year later, the guy freaking calls me up. He's like, dude, I appreciate your patience.
Uh-huh.
I'm ready to go. What do I need to do?
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
Well, we have to start again because I need to know where all your debt is.
Right.
I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And he was like,
Right.
okay, let's start.
Yeah.
And so we did. And
Yeah.
so I gave him some homework to
Yeah.
do last week.
Yeah.
So I have a call scheduled with him on Friday.
Right.
And then the following Friday, is when I'm going to show him the reveal.
Right. Right.
And he told me right from the start, he says, John, I promise I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm like,
Right.
okay, good.
Yeah. He
Right.
just waited for the right time until he got his business in order.
That is all that it is.
And that's great. That's great. So it sounds like you're doing really well in your business and your ability to help people, which is the main idea, is to be able to help people. Now, sometimes some of the business owners, such as yourselves, also look for additional streams of income
Yes.
through passive investments aside from the regular business. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I believe that if when I'm talking with my clients, especially if they're life insurance,
Mhm,
during that discovery call, I ask them those questions regarding real estate.
mhm,
So
mhm,
I would say 90% of my clients that are married
mhm.
have a home. And a home is either a house, a condominium, or a townhome. Okay.
Right, right.
And sometimes, depending upon the ethnicity, it'll be a multi-generation type of setup.
Mhm, mhm,
Um, if I'm talking to a client that's single, generally speaking, they're renters.
mhm,
So they're interested in getting their foot into the door of real estate.
mhm, mhm.
So when somebody already has a home and they're looking to grow into something else, I tell them, could you stay where you are and pay off and build enough equity in your policy
Mhm.
that you can get into real estate somewhere else? And they go, what do you mean? I was like, well, think about having a rental in Las Vegas or having a rental in Phoenix or
Mhm,
maybe in Arkansas.
mhm,
And the reason why I say that is because I have a network of people and I have property managers in various cities throughout the United States, and they can go out and purchase a property in Idaho, in Jacksonville, Florida,
mhm, mhm.
where I think, what is it? Isn't the median household or home like almost $1 million?
It's getting very close, John. It's expensive for sure
Right.
out here. Yeah.
So when you look at, they can buy an apartment building in Arkansas for 350,000 bucks
Mhm,
or $500,000, a house for 350, an apartment building for 4 or 500. There's another strategy that I like to tell people is that go and take a look at universities.
mhm,
Okay? If
mhm,
universities have a small student housing,
mhm.
consider buying a property that's close to a university and renting it out to students. Because you can get 4 or 5 people inside of a house.
Right,
What do you care? You're getting your mortgage paid and
right,
you're
right.
building equity in that property.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a firm believer that if you have the resources, real estate is where you need to go. I myself, I'm in real estate. I have a few properties. And so for me, real estate is where it is. Now, let's just say you're not ready for real estate. You still need to build a little bit more, which is okay. There's a variety of things that you can do. And one of the things that I like to tell people is consider affiliate marketing. That's where you sign an agreement with an organization to promote their product, service, restaurant, what have you,
Mhm,
you get paid for it. Normally, you got a link and that's what you're promoting. When you go and tell people, I like Ruth Chris Steakhouse. I like to go to Din Tai Fung.
Mhm.
And so when somebody sits there and tells me, John, where do you like to go have a steak? Ruth Chris. Oh
Mhm.
wow. Which one do you go to? The one in Anaheim or the one in Irvine? I like Irvine because I know the general manager there and he takes care of me, right?
Mhm.
But either one is going to be a great steak.
Right. No, yeah.
I don't get paid for that.
Right. Right.
I don't get a free steak,
Yeah.
right? But with
Right.
affiliate marketing, you can sit there and promote something and you can say, "Hey, take a look at this. This is something that works for me."
Yeah. Right. Right. It's
And
an
and
additional
if you're
side
and
gig.
if you're interested, use my link to purchase it.
Right. Right.
And so people purchase it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Brings additional income. Yeah. That
And,
helps people.
and
Correct.
you get that additional income. And when you get that additional income, guess what? You're building your nest egg. You take some of that income and you put it in. I have members of my networking group in downtown Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I have a person that does solar
Right.
panels,
Right. Yes.
battery installation, no out-of-pocket cost for the homeowner. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I thought, whoa, you know what I did?
Yeah.
Come on down to my house. I don't have solar.
Right.
So I
Right.
sat down with him and I said, okay, go ahead, show me, tell me. He
How
went
does
through
it
the
work?
whole thing. I said, okay, where's the hidden fees? He goes, there's no hidden fees. And I'm like, really? He's
Yeah.
like, John, only thing that I'm promoting is lower energy costs.
Right. Right.
And I said, okay, so I don't have to pay for the solar panels.
Yeah.
The battery,
Right.
installation, permits, nothing. The only thing you
Right.
need to agree to is to buy the electricity that's being manufactured on your roof, and we're going to sell it to you at up to 40 to 50% off of what you are currently paying.
Right.
And I was like,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah. It's like a
sign me up.
no-brainer, right? That's a no-brainer.
Sign me up. So
Yeah. Exactly.
after I was done,
Uh-huh.
he gives me this certificate. Okay. And there's a process that you got to go
Right.
through. The
Right. Right.
city
Right.
and the utility, they take forever to get stuff done. But
Yes.
after everything was installed, he gave me this thing and he basically said, if you refer anything over to me, I will give you $500 cash.
Wow. Yeah.
How many people do you think I referred to him already?
As many as you can.
10.
There you go. $5,000. Nice. Now you can go to Ruth's Chris and have another steak.
Exactly. And so what I tell people, I tell all my clients, look, if you want to make money, there's all sorts of ways to make money.
Right. Right. You had some great
Okay.
ideas, John.
But
Yeah.
when you have money, use life insurance to make even more.
Right. Right.
Protect yourself, protect your family, live a better life,
Yes.
take advantage of the tax exemption
Right.
of life insurance. These
Yeah.
are all the different things that I do. So do you notice how you originally asked me, John, what do you do?
Right. No, no, no. You got everything covered. You do like so much and you're able to help people and you're able to connect them. So that's
And
awesome.
I told you I was in the people business.
Yeah. Right.
Not in the life insurance business.
Right. Right.
I'm in the people business because I'm helping people.
Right. That's a great definition and great examples of how you're able to help them.
Yeah,
Now, as we get ready to wrap up our interview,
sure.
what does 2025 look like for you?
It's a more of the same. I get to see my daughter grow up. I get to see my wife be successful at her job.
Mhm.
I get to participate in the community.
Mhm.
I get to enjoy just, I lost 20 pounds in 2024. I'm planning to
Good for
lose
you.
another I'm planning to lose another 20 in
Good for you.
2025, right?
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
And you know what the funny thing is? I got an affiliate agreement for that.
Wow.
And
There you go.
and people are like looking at me and they go, "Dude, did you lose did you lose weight? I said, yeah, I lost 20 pounds. How did you do that? Oh, here's my link.
There you go.
There's
There you
like
go.
14, 15 people now that are doing it because
Yeah.
they see that I lost weight, right?
Right, right.
So the end result is it's going to be more of the same.
That is awesome. That is awesome, John. Thank you so much for being on and sharing all your insights and so much information. If somebody who's listening to us right now and they want to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way is to go to my LinkedIn account. And so I'm on LinkedIn, John Ortiz, Anaheim. I think my LinkedIn is John Ortiz 360.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. That is awesome. John, thank you so much. And to our guests, please go to OC Power Players and follow us on your favorite channel. And don't forget to like us.
Thanks for listening to Orange County Power Players. Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at ocpowerplayers.com/guest.